Battlefield 2042's live service has officially come to an end. This Tuesday, May the 14th, will be the final content update that we will receive for Battlefield 2042. Patch 7.2 will include the DFR Strife LMG along with the XFAD Draugr. So we'll have our last weapon, our last vehicle added in to the game. You can unlock these pieces of content for free just by playing the new LTM called Control Unlocked. And you just basically earn in-game ribbons, and then you'll unlock the content. If you can't make it for the limited time mode, that's okay. You can still unlock the content later on. I definitely look forward to trying out the new LMG along with the vehicle. I'll be 100% covering both of those tier 1 grinds on this channel. Now that we have reached the end of Battlefield 2042's life, I can't help but just look back and feel that a lot of this game's potential was just completely wasted. I don't want to spend too much time just rambling, but essentially to me, Portal is just the biggest waste of this entire game. They should have made Portal free to play potentially halfway through the game's life cycle. They should have added in more content, maps from BF3, maybe BF4, more thrown in, more stuff from 1942, maybe some more Bad Company 2 stuff. I'm not asking for you to add all the stuff from the games, but they literally never touched Portal at all. Not a single new piece of equipment. And to me, it's just a slap in the face. Remember, they advertised this game saying that it was going to be a love letter to the fans. Well, what a bunch of hoopla. I mean, look at the game. Look at the community. It's in shambles. People are already talking about how they're not going to buy the next game. Everyone's already saying that the next game is done. The series is at its lowest possible point. And then we get into the patch notes and it's holy moly, maybe these guys are right. The next game is cooked because some of these changes are atrocious. I will admit, McKay has definitely been overdue for a nerf, but in my opinion, they're just way too damn late on this change. By this point, I have farmed over 4,000 mastery levels with McKay. Me and other players have already achieved an insane amount of McKay abuse, farming kills on the crates on Manifest, or just gaining a high ground advantage on every single map in the game. McKay has had that distinct high ground advantage since day one. I feel like it's probably so bad, it's to the point where players have quit because of those stupid McKay sweats. I mean, how many posts have we seen since the launch of 2042? People just talking shit about McKay. Rightfully so. I mean, his grapple literally breaks every aspect of readable maps. McKay, along with the rest of the specialists, should have just been nerfed into the ground when the game launched. I'm talking about, I want their abilities borderline useless across the board. That way we can actually focus on gunplay, mechanics, and in-game balance, all while placing the cheesy hero abilities on the back burner. They tried to justify this change by saying they want to slow down the pace of the game. But again, it kind of goes back to the visual recoil change. Why are we doing this 2.5 years into the game's live service? These sort of changes should happen, I don't know, 3 months after the game's launch, or hopefully just make it a complete product and it's ready to go on day one. But we know that's not going to happen, brutal expectations. But seriously though, what is the point of these changes so late in the gameplay cycle? Are they testing things for the next Battlefield game? Are they seeing how we react to certain in-game crazy changes like the visual recoil? I just don't understand their thought process here. So they nerfed his grapple cooldown and his strafe speed, but that doesn't actually slow down the pace of the game at all. Just don't play McKay. Or even if you do play McKay, you still have an insane advantage over the other specialist in the game. He's still going to be strong. He's still going to be a meta pick because the maps in 2042 are so bad. Being able to outposition your opponent with the grapple, it doesn't matter if it's on a 25-second cooldown because you can still have it when you need it. So they really didn't accomplish the goal of slowing down the game because guess what? I can still slide jump and bunny hop around corners and do all of what people like to call COD movement, even though that doesn't even make sense. But I can still do all of that with Falk, Boris, Irish, Pike, Rao, I can do it with all of those guys. I really can't stand this whole narrative where developers are just trying to like protect these players. I'm not delusional. I know they do this for money reasons. They have to keep their core fans happy, so they will spend money. Well, guess what? No one is spending money on your game, and they are not going to spend money on your next game either if you just keep constantly giving the community the middle finger. Another hot topic for me has to be the Irish trophy system. And for this update, they're basically making it so you can't just like sit in a vehicle on a hill with an Irish trophy system, because it's gonna block incoming rockets from aircraft, or it's gonna block, you know, if you have a lock on from like a ram or something, like it's gonna block those. But after this patch, it's not gonna block those rockets anymore. But to be honest, I feel like people haven't really been doing this ever since they put the Irish timer. Like they changed the Irish trophy a while back. And so I feel like people really stopped doing that. That's when I stopped doing it, because it just kind of felt kind of pointless, really. I mean, you have the APS, you have the repair tool, so like you kind of just have to play the vehicle a little bit differently. But Irish for me has been ruined ever since they added a timer to his trophy system a few seasons ago. For those of you who don't know, his APS system used to always be active and just completely removed that constant grenade spam that 2042 is so famous for. So those crazy situations on Redacted, yeah, his APS is kind of useful now, but when that timer goes down, boom, here comes the grenade spam, here comes the grenade launcher, here comes the rocket launcher, here comes whatever kind of grenade bullshit, airburst, Zane airburst. Like back in the day, we didn't really have to worry about that. The APS was way more dependable. Irish used to be so much fun, like just being able to remove all that explosive spam off of your back for just a few seconds while you set up shop, while you push forward. Like if you're playing breakthrough, your team's kind of pushing through the map as a giant squad, basically for certain sectors at least. So like having that APS there was just so reliable, kept your team alive, it allowed you to revive your teammates safely. It was just such a wonderful thing, and it still kind of is. It still kind of is that wonderful gadget, but it's just not what it used to be. The thing I find just kind of annoying about this is people act like it was this impossible gadget to destroy. You could literally punch it, throw an EMP grenade at it. You can hack it with Rao or Casper. You could shoot it with your weapon. I know that's a crazy concept. Many Battlefield players don't fully understand how to shoot their gun, but yes, you can actually shoot bullets from your gun. Crazy concept. But it just frustrates me because they act like it was this crazy OP gadget, but it was necessary for all the Sundance nades and all the other nonsense happening around you. On the positive side, they at least made some improvements to the visual recoil changes on some of the weapons. So that's a positive. They also nerfed the AM40 for some reason. And then they nerfed like the VHX. They nerfed the LCMG short barrel, but they didn't nerf the short barrel on the RPT. So very interesting change there. I feel like it should have just been like a flat dispersion change across the board. I suppose not every change in here is necessarily bad, but overall, I just feel like 2042 just always leaves me wanting more. And I'm sure there's people in the comments that are going to say that, oh, streamer boy always crying and complaining, wah, go outside and touch grass. But the reality is, I spend so much time and effort. I mean, this content creation literally takes up like 60% of my life. And if you don't believe me, I need to get my wife in here and she'll tell you. I mean, we don't even see each other. We live in the same house because I'm always in here, recording and streaming and stuff. And again, I'm not complaining. Like I love doing this stuff. And I'm just saying, like, I put so much effort into this, and it just sucks when the developers are just kind of out of touch, I suppose would be a good way to put it. In my opinion, I'm not saying I want them to listen to everything that I say or everything that the other content creators say. I'm not saying that, but like there's a blatant disconnect from the community. There's a wall in between us. And I find it very concerning moving into the next title. Like I don't know if some of you play the finals or some of you play Helldivers, but like the interaction between the the devs and the community in those two environments are totally different than what I have here in Battlefield. I just, once again, I just feel like there's a giant wall between the community and the developers, and I just wish that we could all kind of work together, because I feel like if that happened, then the game and the franchise would just succeed beyond expectations. I can assure you, my complaining and whining, or whatever you want to call it, my rants, I can assure you all of this is with pure good intentions at heart. I want to create discussion. I want ideas to be typed out and posted on the internet. I don't have all the good stuff. You know, y'all have better ideas than I do. Like, I read stuff in my chat. You know, people come in, my community members come into the chat, and they have wonderful ideas. Like, I need the devs reading these ideas. I think we should all work together. Easier said than done, I know. But when you look at what Helldivers did with the whole Sony thing, I mean, that was like history. That was like, that shit was crazy. How they managed to bomb the reviews on Steam and then bring them back up all within the span of like 48 hours. So I just think the community, the devs, you know, moving forward, there should just be, you know, more communication, more teamwork. What works, what doesn't. They should have open play tests for the next game. Let us get in there and see what's up. I doubt that'll happen, but whatever. All right, I'm just rambling at this point. So I thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it. Hope everyone has a great start to their week. And I'll get some videos out covering the new content, the LMG and the Draugr, as soon as I can. Yeah, like and subscribe for more videos. Thank you very much. I want to play some finals this week as well and get some finals content out, because I've been missing that game. And then get some more Helldivers stuff as well. But y'all have a good rest of the week. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. Peace. Yay. GG's.